So here are my secret top tips, okay? So the first one is speak your argument aloud before you start writing it. You can plan it if you want, but it's really much better if you do this with another person, or if you're too scared to do that, you can do it with an app, but it's even better with a person. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, okay, in 30 seconds or in a minute, I'm going to persuade this person what my argument is and that they should believe me. And if you start explaining the argument and you find you're 20 seconds in and then you go, oh, actually, I should have said, then what that tells you is it should have come earlier in your structure, okay? So say I say, I'm trying to persuade someone to support Chelsea Football Club. If I say, well, we've got one of the best managers in the world and he works really well with the players. Oh, I should have said that actually the players, then that means I should have spoken about the players earlier. Okay. You might, that's the best thing about speaking it aloud is you realize that we know what our arguments are in our head, but we need to get that across to someone else. And therefore we can't make jumps in the argument. And also, if you say it to someone else, they can stop you and they can say, sorry, you haven't explained that. What do you mean? What is deliberative democracy? And that tells you need to have defined it earlier on. Yeah. And then likewise at the end, you can say to them, what was my argument? Repeat my argument back. And if what they repeat is not what you wanted to say, or not what your argument was supposed to be, then you know something's gone wrong. So you can say, oh, why did you think it was that? Did I not explain myself clearly? And then you try again, and you try again, and then you say, what was my argument? And if they still don't give you your argument, then you know something's still wrong. And so that's what's really, really useful if you can say it to someone else. Okay, then. This is just a little tip before you start writing, especially if you find academic writing quite difficult, or essay writing quite difficult. Just take a writer that you've read and you think, wow, this is so clear. You know, I understand everything they're writing. They're not using loads of really long words. They're not confusing me. I understand what they're doing. Then make a note of that. And before you write, just go back to it and read a bit. You only have to read a few pages. But what that does is it sort of seeps in to your brain, and you start to emulate. What we do is we emulate how other people speak around us. So when people move to other countries, over time they adopt the accent of the other country or the other region. And it's a similar thing in a micro sense. If you read something really, really clear, then the chances are when you start writing, you might little bits of their style will come into your own writing.